All right, good night, Morgan.
I will do.
I really appreciate this, really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you tonight. You take time out of your busy schedule as a top man, university student, and everything.
I wouldn't say that.
I always call you top man, I always tell everybody say you're top man at UTech. Maybe
Alright,
not
hold on.
literally, but I believe that you're actually like doing a lot of things at UTech, just being in your second year and all of that. So I'm really like, we know say he's a busy man overall, so you taking the time out to have this conversation is not just, I'm your brother, so you're doing this, but I see it as a businessman, a man of intention, taking time out of his schedule to facilitate a conversation.
Yeah, I get that, I understand.
Yeah, man, thanks. So, yeah, man, thanks for joining me on this pilot episode of ChiselMe. ChiselMe, sharpening the inner man through wisdom, story, and truth. In this podcast, basically, we're going to be breaking the rough edges, sharpening the soul, and building the man within, the inner man. And for the benefit of everyone listening, I'm Miguel Foster. Morgan, you know me already, right?
Yeah.
Every episode beyond this is going to be a lesson, a story, or a letter designed to carve the listeners as well as those directly engaged in the episodes into the person they were meant to be. This is where transformation will hopefully begin or continue, one intentional cut at a time. Obviously, you can see that let me not say obviously. What are your thoughts on the podcast name, Morgan?
Oh, the first thing I came to my mind was that you're person about those construction. So the chisel, I would say, fits well with your MO. Because what's the name of the something there? You have the call me sir. Before that, you were listening to the essays, call me sir. And the books now, I would say also fit into the name ChiselMe, because it has to do something with shaping, and that's what you do as a construction person. Or someone in the construction field, I would say.
Very insightful, thank you. Yeah, man. So, I used to do lessons with Essence videos in 2018. It was just a little hunch I started. That lasted for just a month, and yet people still remind me of it years later. And Call Me Sir is actually just a change of my Instagram handle. Before it would have just been Miguel A. Foster. Now it's Call Me Sir. And I was doing a series called New Life Resolutions, similar to Lessons with Essence, but whereas Lessons with Essence was more spiritual, centered around Christian ideals, New Life Resolutions is more about practical wisdom that we need to go through life, especially when we realize, life real and life not just black and white, So there has to be a level of intention in changing your life, not just at the start of a new year, but immediately, which is why I call it New Life Resolutions instead of New Year Resolutions.
Resolutions, okay.
Yeah. And ChiselMe, yes indeed. When you think of a chisel is a sharpening and shaping tool, mainly used on wood, but also can be used on metal. And I like to think that I'm a person with a lot of rough edges. I've learned a lot about myself over the years, but I know there's a lot more work in me that needs to be done. And it's not just about reflecting and, doing that work privately, but sometimes hearing the stories of other persons, I believe, can help me primarily to be a better man. And I, in extension, want that to be the same for everyone else, even for you as well, Morgan. Yeah, man. Alright, so as of now, it is January 26, 2026, and on my side here in Tortola, it's 9:34 p.m. For you, it's what, 8:34, right?
Yeah, man, just one hour difference.
Yeah, being in Jamaica and all. Yeah. Do you know the significance of February 1 of each year, Morgan?
Yes, I do. February 1st is the anniversary, or the unfortunate anniversary of the passing of our father.
Of the what?
The passing of our father.
Yeah.
The passing of our dad. The third.
Yeah, man. Yeah. February 1, 2026 will make 17 years since our father, Youthtine Washington Foster, died. I know for me, Morgan, when I don't like to tell people that he died, it just sounds soft. Like when you say passing, right? You know,
Yeah.
Passing to me, usually when I say, oh, somebody passed, I like to think about somebody that was in a bed knowing that they were going to die, and then them say everything them want to say, and then them take them final breath. You know, like grandpa, him passed, he died, you know, from a sickness. Honestly, when I talk about daddy's death, I just say, yo, my father was murdered on February 1. Like, it's just a whole different thing because of how sudden it was and just how tragic it was as well, you know? So,
yeah, I understand.
You know, that's really my perspective on that, you know? What's the whole purpose of this conversation, and why did I ask you to have this candid, unscripted conversation now, Morgan, is because we're brothers, obviously, and we both, you know, lost a father. But to be honest, Morgan, I don't think you and I have ever had a thorough, candid conversation about the death of our father before, especially when it comes on to our unique perspectives on it. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, we just live, you know, we go through life, we adapt. You know, we've been definitely doing well for ourselves, or better yet, God has been doing a lot of good through us and for us. But the time to really pause and reason, I don't think I have ever really done that before. And I always put off trying to talk to you about it because obviously I don't want to get emotional, I don't want to bawl, and I don't want to get mushy. You know, say me as a man, me more for bawl than you, me more for be emotional than the way they and thing. But I think it's time. And I think this is also an opportunity for the both of us to understand each other amidst one of our greatest losses, you know, because Morgan, I don't want to talk by myself, you know, so just to make you know. when
yeah, you're not gonna talk by yourself.
Yeah, man, when daddy got killed, right? I was 10. You were 3 years old. You were like my little brother, baby brother at the time, right? And for me, I always had that fresh in my mind, and I always tell myself that because I'm the older sibling and I saw what happened and I can rationalize what happened, and those things replay in my mind while you were young. Even though you were on the scene and you experienced that, I would always take it for granted to say, you know, Morgan don't really remember him father, and Morgan kind of live him life without him father. You've never really expressed much about him, and we just kind of live, you know. So this is an opportunity for us to reflect on that, to process that, and it might take more conversations than just this hour that we might take talking. But I think it's a good start for the both of us to have an understanding about each other, and maybe we can somehow come to understand ourselves as we talk.
I wouldn't say that it was easier for me to overcome it, because remember I was very young, so I remember stuff, yes, but then the thing is I was young, so I really didn't have as much experience with daddy than you would have had. So it'd be easier for me to move on or to live my life around not having a father or not having a physical father. than it was for you.
Yeah. And these are
So
things.
that's probably what was shaped your experiences.
True. These are things that I had to come to peace with in myself to say, all right, my reality is different from yours, but my experience now isn't bigger than yours. But actually hearing that from you in real time actually does a lot for me, because it confirms the peace to which I had, reached for myself. But we're going to talk more about that, right? From your perspective, Morgan, right? 3 years old, I know, well, let me not make any assumptions. From your perspective, Morgan, what do you remember about Daddy, first and foremost?
The day or just
No, overall, what do you remember? I know we have flashes of memories as, from toddler, infant stage. What do you remember? And if you don't remember, it's okay, but let's start.
I think yeah, I wouldn't say that I remember much. What I can say though, I basically have to piece together and try to remember true memories of other persons.
Wow.
So that's basically my responsibility. Because I remember I was very young. Not saying I don't have memories, because I would say I would have memories of the actual day that Daddy was killed. I had memories. I have some memory of the day. I do have probably, I would say, some memories of the funeral, but otherwise I wouldn't have much memory because I was very young. So at that point in time, those memories, I would say, I'm trying to find the word to put it. It would be so early on that it becomes lodged in the back of my brain, in a sense. I don't know if it's a coping mechanism as to why I would remember some of them, but it's just, as I said, at such a young age, it would be harder for me to remember some of those stuff than for you that would have been at age 10.
Yeah, understand, So I used to think that it was like a challenge for me to have to do that, because while I have memories, personal memories and interactions with him, there are many things that I did not know about him or understood about him because I saw him through a child's eye. And it took other people telling me about him for me to understand how him really operate. So as far as I was concerned, I always saw him as this very stable, reliable person, as a father, being in the home and all of that. I remember him as a leader of the family, carrying us to church, worships at home, stability, structure, and I'm not exaggerating. There was real structure in the home when he was around. But as an adult now, I had to learn a lot from other people when it came on to how he operated as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, as it were, from other people. So from that perspective, seeing that I'm in the construction profession and he was in the construction profession, where one of the biggest gaps exists for me is that I wish I could have talked to him about my my profession and how to handle that, or even just coming of age experiences, and he's not there. But to hear you now saying that you have to piece that together from other people, like, honestly, I never really thought about it like that. I never took the time to consider that, Morgan. Honestly, never took the time to consider that. And that rough.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that rough. Rough.
It is rough, not knowing that you wouldn't have had experiences to call it own, but rather having to have experiences from others. So, what your father was like. It's very hard, but it's just something you have to do, and that's why I basically put it.
Yeah. From
time to time, yes, I will feel discouraged sometimes, yes. And sad to say, boy, if my father did there. That's always the statement. If my father did there.
Well, believe me, the first me hear said that in my life. The first me hear Morgan express nothing like this in my life. We'll continue.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just my personality, I would say. But yeah, that's all it is. That's the statement.
Yeah.
My father did there.
Yeah, trust me, man.
And basically, that's it. I'm wondering though, is it at least because of that's why you chose construction, or you had some form of love for it before.
Well, we are having a candid conversation. I will answer that. But first, I will say when you talk about your personality, Morgan's personality and my personality are so different. Different in certain respects, right? It's like Morgan is this very stoic individual. I always admire Morgan for that because I don't have it. I try to have it, but I don't have it. Morgan is not, I wouldn't say he's cold as a person. Morgan is very controlled, principled, disciplined. Nothing no shake Morgan, right? Always seem to be very self-assured, do well in a school and all his other endeavors. So hearing these things really do a lot for me right now. While on the other hand, I'm obviously very talkative and expressive about these more, intimate, emotional stuff. But when it come on to real business and other practical stuff, me and you, we have good reasoning. Me and Morgan can collaborate. Me and you can collaborate on things. But this type of conversation is really rare. As it relates to if me choose construction because that is a whole other story, And that wasn't even the intention of this discussion. But again, to honor the question, I think in part, I pursued this path because of my father. And I was talking to somebody about this just a few days ago. A close friend of mine was telling her about my journey and my mindset. So I'm gonna give you that honor now. After Daddy died, I was in grade 5. To be honest, I just feel like from that point, 2009 until say 2020, I was kind of living as an NPC, a non-playable character. You saw me, I was there, but I really wasn't existing. And one of the hurtful things was that his death was so sudden. My whole world got mashed up, my whole reality got messed up, and there wasn't a pause. We just had to keep moving forward, not to our family's credit, to our single mom. She do a lot to keep us stable and to keep us above the water. But we never really get the chance to really pause. Life has just always been a challenge. Not to say life hasn't been good, but we've always had to be surviving since then. And when it comes down to academics, I wasn't really driven in doing anything whatsoever. I only knew that I was not supposed to fail. So high school, first 3 years, it was just a blur. I was there doing the subjects, passing, but I wasn't necessarily aiming for A's because I didn't feel motivated to get A's. I didn't know what I wanted to do in the future. Third form, I remember when we were to choose the subjects for upper school, 4th and 5th form, and I didn't know what I wanted to do in American, honestly. For you've always wanted to be a mechanical engineer from you're in kindergarten, and you dress up for careers day, mechanical engineer, not true?
Which I don't think I ever wear another outfit for me.
Never.
Yeah, mechanic. But basically, I would say I didn't know what I wanted to become a mechanical engineer at first. I probably say I wanted to become a mechanic at first. So I started off just wanting to work on cars.
Yeah.
As I got older, that's when I really said I wanted to become a mechanical engineer.
Which is broader.
Yeah, they can consider. You can talk about that after.
Yeah, man. So you're this single-minded person, which isn't a bad thing. I love that about you. And mommy, you actually get that from your mom still, because she has always wanted to be a nurse. She has never expressed that she wanted to do anything differently. And similarly, while she has other talents, of course, she's a nurse through and through. And even now, she's in her 50s, mid-50s, no, 50s. She's still a nurse. And she'll always be a nurse, even if she should retire, So, that's one. But for me, I tell you the truth, when we look on the batches of subjects, sciences, business, technical, arts, And one other one, I don't remember the other one, you know.
Yeah, business, arts, technical, and
you can mix.
sciences.
You have a mix.
Yeah, mixed arts.
Yeah. Marga, I never know what more want to do. So I think mommy did say, me tell mommy say, alright, but I probably consider technical. But interestingly, first I heard this, I was going to pick mechanical engineering more than building. Because Uncle Medgar build car and I know say him do them things and it's fascinating to me. Me say, alright, I would have picked it just because of that. Not because I had that passion like you. But Auntie Nadine said, maybe I'm gonna see you get your hand them dirty. So and that was enough for me to say, alright, me not pressure that. Mommy said the sciences because sciences are go, guarantee a job. So I do that. But even though I do sciences and I was doing chemistry, physics, bio, I never liked the subjects them, to be honest. And it's not that I didn't like the subjects, I just was not focused, I was not driven, I was not motivated to do it. But strangely enough, technical drawing was that one subject that I found to be very peaceful for me. It was just of a completely different nature. And what made technical drawing particularly peaceful to me is that I have a fleeting memory of daddy sitting down and studying a blueprint in the bedroom, right? Think him that watch wrestling, but he did have like the blueprints them out on the bed and he must study them. I don't know for which site or what, but I don't know. Something about seeing the drawings and having that in the back of my mind made me want to be an architect. And even though I was doing predominantly science subjects, by the time I left high school, it felt like a knee-jerk reaction for me to continue pursuing that. Not because I loved it, but because it was just something inside of me. So without going into my whole life story, in part because that did in a construction, but we never did call it that at the time. But most recently December, I said to myself that after I went through a particular crisis at work, I was really reflecting, and I came to the realization that maybe I've been pursuing the construction field so much because, in a sense, it helped me to stay close to him, And every time I draw a building or I see something being built, no matter what, my bosses would understand it. It gives me a level of fulfillment because it's like I feel my deceased father or our deceased father speaking through every hammer we swing, every nail we get drive, every board we get cut. It's like I feel a sense of him in that. And I had to realize that, hey, if I'm going to continue doing this, I have to do it for me. I can't do it for him. I can't do it to chase a connection or chase a ghost, So it's a thing that I'm still working through, but long and short of it, we pick construction because
I understand.
Yeah. So based on the memories that you've pieced together about that, what are some of the things that you got from, what is the character sketch of Youthtine Foster that you've put together based on what you've learned from different people or different experiences, maybe looking at pictures and all of that?
Let's say character sketch. I probably would think let's go from the physicalities or his physical appearances or so on, but first what go into what his personality was like. I would say my father was always brave, straight. I just say I wouldn't say narrow-minded because that sounds negative, but he always went for what he wanted. Was respectable from everybody. Dependable. he was tough in the mind. I would say tough in the mind because he was very persistent. So if you were to do something, you would always be doing. You would have make sure you find a way. Persistent in also the way you recall when he was when then I don't know if you remember the story, mommy they talk about how she and daddy meet and how he used to stand up at the phone booth.
Yes.
Every Sunday. So not so much hours I wait to the specific time for call her. That's persistence, and not many persons have that persistence. I think that was one of his greatest traits, persistence that he had.
Yeah.
Probably how that affected me. I wouldn't say you mentioned that you were an NPC at some point in time.
Until
I would say I was an NPC at some point in time as well. Not because I would say NPC because I'm not sure what I wanted to do.
That's surprising. So, say more.
I don't mean in terms of like professional or that, But for the entirety of my life, academics would be comfort, playing game and all that stuff. But I was probably sometime last year, I was saying, because I've always watched like motivational stuff on like TikTok and Instagram and development books and all that, because I have podcasts and stuff I listen to.
Yeah.
And I was saying to myself, if I were to take away academics and positions, who am I?
Wow.
In terms of my personality is very good, and my soft skills are very good.
Golden.
What would I do? What would I do if I was to say if I was to stop mechanical engineering? And that is something I'm still figuring out.
Wow.
But you can quote unquote say it's an NPC, but also not an NPC at the same time.
Very,
so what
very
is my purpose? I want to open business and all of that. But why? Or what would I do if I'm supposed to take up in school? So right now, I still excel in school and everything. I'm still trying to figure out what do I want, what works for me and all of that.
Very, very insightful. So, from what I'm hearing, you're trying to build an identity outside of academics.
Yes,
so you want to be known. You want to be more than Morgan, the achiever, more than Morgan, the head boy, more than Morgan, the cadet. More than Morgan, the dependable church leader. Which, in a sense, you notice you describe what you heard about Daddy, and I would say that in a lot of ways you actually have portrayed his life.
Yeah, basically.
And I never thought of that before, so I'm just like realizing that no, Daddy was always dependable indeed. Like he was first elder at some point at church, a Sabbath school leader. He wasn't in Master Guide or Pathfinder because I don't know why, but he was always there. Always at every church event, ready to do anything in terms of ministry, community service, whatever it is. In the home, he was of course, we never know what it is to have like a broken faucet or anything like that. Even if like gone Morgan. When hurricanes used to happen in the 2000s, especially Hurricane Dean, Hurricane Gustav, we don't know what it is to not have light because that they have a generator. Like everything they just sort out. And that's why even though we lived in a board house, we never envy a person who live in a concrete house, because to me, that house was heaven. And matter of fact, I still say it. I believe that the house that Daddy built is the best board house ever built, because what? To this day, we still live in it.
I believe so too. And to say just like Miguel lived in the house for 20 plus years.
Let's say he built the house in 94, 95, 1994, 95 before marriage, estimating. That's about 30 years now, And the floorboard still strong, the wall still stable. I mean, apart from Hurricane Melissa, we blow off some zinc off of the roof, the house never suffer no damage yet. Yeah, man. So yeah, he was a very dependable person, and I can understand where you're coming from in the sense of saying that you want to develop or build an identity outside of mechanical engineering, outside of business and all of that. Which is why I would say, in reflecting on that, that's kind of why I'm doing the podcast, to be honest. That's why I'm doing it, because I realized that yes, a lot of my academic pursuits was centered around, it has been centered around construction. So mainly architecture for one, because I love designing. Then second, I love project management. And when I say I love project management, I'll be honest, I pursue project management because technically our father was a project manager, right? He may not have had the formal certifications, but him hire enough people to build different house and other structures across Jamaica. So he technically was a project manager, a successful and ethical one at that. So I've always been pursuing that. But there are parts of me that I want to express, parts of me that I, in a sense, want to be free, more expressive. And in one word, I realized that okay, something that's completely unique and way out there that I'd want to do is, journalism. Which is why, in a sense, I'm exploring this, although I've never done any formal training on this before. I don't even know if you use Photoshop. I think you know if you use Photoshop, though, Morgan, but me don't know if you use Photoshop. But
I know to use it somewhat.
Repeat?
Yeah, I know to use it somewhat. Not the best, but I can do quite a number of things on it.
Yeah, that's why I bought a camera out of nowhere last year before coming over, before migrating, because I realized that part of me is something I want that I want to express. So, on your journey so far, right? You're what, 20, going to be 21 later this year. Do you have any idea as yet as to what aspects of your life or things you want to explore that would, more authentically express your identity or sense of self to the world or to even yourself?
The things I've been dabbling in a lot of other stuff before.
So you're still figuring it out?
Yeah, well, I say I think I just really want to sort out some more generational wealth. I think the major goal that I have, I would say a major goal right now is to retire mommy as quick as possible. And then after that, I can sit down and everything else.
Yeah, man. And I actually have the same mindset as you. But in a real life, Morgan, I feel like, I don't know how to say this, but I trust your intentions. I trust that whatever you're doing is going to work out. Me not too trust me, to be honest, but me I try my best. But me trust you, Morgan.
No, man, you trust yourself too.
Well, yeah, if you trust myself. But basically I need to give myself grace for real. But I know that you're a person that will definitely get that done by any means necessary. And this is where collaboration comes in, where whatever we do moving forward will help us to do that. Because if you really look into it, Morgan, as it relates to the Fosters, we are the only males for the Fosters. The moment Malaika, Mahari or Michaela get married, the Foster name they gone, are just the brand name after that. It's up to us to do that. And now like mommy work hard for all these years. All these years by herself, and we really need to free her up, to make her know that it's okay, mother. It's okay to, take an extended day off, or it is okay to not put up with the foolishness at work. Because we talk about it now and again, but we're not giving no details. But it would really be great to get to that point indeed, So we're definitely going to work on that continually, So 34 minutes, 35 minutes of talking, and we touch a lot already, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me ask you this honestly, Morgan. How you do it? And you said certain aspects of it already. But you've already said certain aspects and expressed it already. But as a 20-year-old young man who for most of, if not all of his conscious life, he has known only a single parent household, how have you been able to keep it together in terms of academics, making wise decisions, and all of that?
I think God has a major part to do with it, and how I was raised. So a lot of it has to do with mommy and how mommy raised me. I don't feel pressured. So like how some persons, like, let's touch on academics for a bit. Like how some persons don't get a bad grade, how their family would say, boy, I can't believe that you get a low grade, or yeah, we actually have studied if you play game. Mommy didn't make me feel pressured in any of that. If I got a low grade, mommy would identify if it's okay, how can you get back from it. So academics wise, I didn't feel pressured. Social wise though, I don't know though. I just be myself. Really and truly, I want to say right now I have a set friend group. I am what you call a float of friends. I have a lot of connections and a lot of places.
That's a gift.
If you can put it like that.
The gift of
And
networking, basically.
What do you say?
The gift of networking.
Probably, yes, you can see that.
Alright.
But separate from a lot of persons know me. And it's just about confidence. That I don't always feel confident, but boy, you have to just fight this fight like battles alone. You don't have to fight alone.
You don't have to, Morgan. That's the point.
You don't have to fight. Yeah, you don't have to, but I don't know.
Let's do touch on that.
It's just a personality thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Has mommy, I try to see mommy ever see me cry in a long while.
Have I ever seen you cry?
You're probably never there.
Never see a ball. From your touch high school, you may not see a ball.
Alright, I don't like me cry often. I think the last time I cried, I didn't get my scholarship.
That's about like 2 years ago. John, yo, that
You
rough.
can't call it that. 2 years. No, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say I never cried. But boy, I don't remember the last time me cried.
Yo, big up yourself, you. Big up yourself. No, you do it. That's why I'm going to ask you how you do it. But
I don't. Actually, I do not know.
Why you good? I hope it's not a case where you have suppressed emotions that you're not able to process.
No, I'm trying to ensure that find ways to process them. That's why I see.
Therapy there still in American. That's why I'm a journal.
I would find ways.
Yeah, man.
My friends call themselves therapists,
Yeah, man. Talk to your friend, them, man. That's so underrated, What may I tell you, say God are the ultimate counselor, Morgan. God has done so much for us where sometimes I really look on it and I say, yo, we could have been the worst type of youths, them, Like, we could have a really dark heart because of what happened to my father, and to know that I witnessed it and I was there when him get shot and all of them things, and I remember the sounds and evil faces, and me hear rumors about close persons who could have done it. Rumors, again, me not say a facts. Like, I could have been a really vengeful person. But God has been so good.
Definitely, and also you have to come up to our mommy and raise us as well, and not wanting to disappoint her.
Yep. By the way, this episode is literally dedicated to our mom. She's gonna be so surprised when Sunday morning she hear this, because we're gonna basically premiere it on YouTube. That's how we're gonna do it, Morgan. So play live on the YouTube.
Yeah, man,
I think we're gonna make it play live on Spotify as well. What else we could have put it on?
I don't know, You can try Apple, but I would say Spotify and YouTube are probably the greatest things. I don't know if Apple Music has a.
Would I have to share that with? Would I have to share the audio or something with you for you to do that?
I'm not sure how to do it,
Find out. But
I will have to
anyways,
research
we
it.
can reason about that after. But still, continue with what you did talk about with how mommy raised me.
You just how she raised us, you know, when they say in the Bible, it's a train up a child, you really should go. I will need to not depart from it.
Yeah.
I just saw mommy did raise us, really and truly. If you went with how mommy raised us, then probably. Because people always say it, you know, how.
Oh, that crash out
people
long
always
time.
say it, say. Huh?
We would have crashed out a long time, you know.
So people always say, oh, Georgia do it, oh, Georgia raised two boys. You could have this, you could have that. And also, I think it also has to do with knowing that it would make our father proud. How we were in, how we have progress. That's also probably a possibility as well.
Yeah.
And that's really and truly, those two things are probably heavily on our personalities and how we operate and everything.
How often have you stopped to consider the fact that we did not just lose a father, but our mother also lost a husband, her life partner, after just 13 years of marriage? Like, in my adult years now, I've taken more time to think about how she must have felt more than my personal thing, and to know that mommy has never burdened us with how she feels. Because honestly, I'm gonna have to have a reason with her about this on one of these episodes, you know. I don't know when. Because while I have the strength to can reason with you, you know, said one thing about me, I do not like to see mommy cry.
Mommy not like crying in front of me either.
Me cry to mommy, but mommy can't cry to me.
That's why you couldn't go up and get for friend.
No, if mommy cry, me I go ball. I mean, I go do worse than her. It's just a thing will break me. You know the way they like. Nah, I not like.
Let me hear you.
Well, yeah. I mean, we don't know, but it's necessary. But yeah, she lost a husband, her life partner, at the age of 38, basically. Young age. I mean, she hasn't been remarried. You know, single, serving the Lord. I don't know how she do it. And the fact that she raised as well on one income when before there were two strong incomes. I mean, honestly, only the grace of God.
I think it's also just us growing up humble as well, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Even though we're not under like pressure moments in money or anything.
Honestly,
we just find ways to just go around it.
Yeah, there's no reason. Continue.
But also, we grew up without wanting anything. We're not wanting, but we had all our needs and everything. And if the facilities were there for wants, then would I get the wants?
Literally. We have the perfect mom, basically. Not that she's perfect, but she's a perfect mom, honestly. With what she had to deal with, she do a lot, man. Trust me, and you know, all love to mommy. Honestly, when she hear this, all love to her. Really appreciate her, really love her. We tell her every day, but words aren't enough to really describe it, you know? Words really aren't enough to describe it. And you know, while needed to give her some trouble in the sense of how I basically progressed academically, I'm happy that she was able to get a great break or reprieve with you. So whereas I was in university and she had to pay for everything for me to go into university and community college, and then there was this time when I just dropped out of school for 2.5 years and wanted to explore my own path, and she was there for me every step of the way, even though she never understand what was going on in my head and me never understand what was going on in my head. She was always there. I'm really happy that with you though, you know, you could have get a full ride scholarship, and you know, her finances could have take a little break where education is concerned, and she could then focus on other important things, you know, like the whole building of her house and all of that. It's a blessing that she can now focus on that, even though that in and of itself is a challenge which we're, you know, trying to help her with. And not just help because we just do a thing, we're helping her build that at the same time, so God bless her overall. God bless her. No, I must confess something, Morgan. I usually had this analogy that I had to suffer so you could fly, or something like that. What I mean...
Well, I understand.
What I mean is that, touching on the details of Daddy's death now, it was early in the morning, like at 2 o'clock in the morning, and we wake up to I didn't even know it was gunman. I thought it was Daddy himself. We walk up to men and walk up and down in the house, walk up and down through the room, and I said, what is a one? It's not until I saw a man with a mask on with a gun in his hand that I realized that this was happening. And you were there beside me as a baby. Of course, you're prone to cry and all of that if you get wake up. And we were under the sheets. The sheets were over our head because we used to sleep them way there for some reason. And I literally held my hand over your mouth, although you never did cry miraculously. But you couldn't make a sound, me couldn't make a sound. I don't know how the man them never doing nothing. Like, them in the room with the gun and literally come beside with bed. And I was at the end of the bed and the man literally lift up the sheet to look under the bed when we dip on the bed. That makes sense, Morgan? Yeah, I mean, it was a miracle we were kept invisible. But what I'm saying is that, like, how I used to think about it and still do without any resentment is that I always felt like I was that silent protector for you, in a sense, right? Where, I in a sense protected you from danger the best I could. We survived that. And moving forward, I would honestly think that, alright, all the trauma of that experience stayed with me, which affected, without being mournful or pitiful, it affected my social life, my academic life, it affected my spiritual life, even, in recent years, and even relationships. While for you, I always look at you as the guy that's just soaring, just achieving. And I'm like, maybe God just have it that me as the older brother did suffer so that you could have the good life. And for me, as long as me see you live your life good and me see you achieve, in a sense I always took your achievements as my achievements as well, because where I was not able to
and they are,
well, I appreciate that. But where I was not able to really like focus on school and get the A's and the top grades and the merits, every victory that you had felt like my victory. And not to take it away from you, but it was like I was so proud of you, Morgan, honestly. Like from before you even pass for Mannings, I told everybody, Morgan I go pass for Mannings. Before you even go the first day of registration, I said Morgan is going to be the head boy. And so said, so done. You were the head boy. Now, I would say something about UTech, but I don't want to jinx it. But it has to do with the student council. We will see, won't we? We will see.
Man, everybody flip up. Boy, we will see.
Yeah,
I'm not promising anybody that one.
Off the record, we reason about that one day. But yeah, I'm so proud of you, Morgan, and I don't know. I can't explain the full dynamics. I'm not a psychologist, but even though our realities and our perspective on things have been different, we kind of turn out alright, and we're in different stages of our lives. But I just hope you continue to do the best you can in everything that you're doing, in terms of academics, in terms of relationships, business, all of them something there. You've seen me go through a lot, Morgan. I used to say me make enough blunders. My greatest hope, me tell you this privately, but me tell you now again, Morgan, make sure you learn from everyone and my mistake them. Every bad business decision I make, you make sure you learn from that. Every blunder I made academically, you make sure you learn from that. And of course, you're learning from that, I believe. But wherever I was weak...
Yes, I must improve you.
What?
I'm thankful for your experiences. You hear myself say I'm proud of you, and I'm thankful for the experiences.
Again, thank you. Thanks for that. I don't hear that a lot, by the way, but I appreciate it, Ward, and I appreciate you saying that you're proud of me and all of that. Where I was weak, be strong. Where I was strong, be stronger. That's the aim that I always have for you, and I always want to ensure that you're doing well. And I remember where I was at 21 years old. I think I was 21 when I stopped university for a while. And you're about to be 21 in less than 2 months. So I don't want your life to be a parallel of mine. I want you to do better at these different stages. I know that I'm conscious and I have a stronger sense of identity. My hope is that from the age of 27 moving onwards, I'll be able to leave a stronger legacy for you and for our future kids. And in a way, chapter dedicated to you in the book Ashes and Altars basically touches on these things. I don't know if you buy the book yet or if you even look at it, although by right I should.
I'm buying it shortly, but I've read it before.
Okay, you mean you read your chapter? Oh yeah, I gave you the free manuscript. I remember you have the manuscript, so you read it already. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to buy it unless you want the hard copy, but I'll probably do that and send it to you. But yeah, I have a chapter dedicated to you that talks about these things. So yeah, God has been good indeed to us, and wow, 53 minutes we have covered a lot, I believe, in terms of conversation and all of that, and I'm really happy about that. And we have a great responsibility as men to not let our experiences define us, Morgan. So we don't have to be known as Miguel and Morgan, the guys with the single parent household, or the guys who lost their father to gun violence or anything like that, We should not look like what we've been through, and I don't think we look like what we've been through either, So
I believe so too.
Yeah, man. So my encouragement to you, always try to honor your father in everything you do. And when I say father, double entendre, honor your heavenly father first. And of course, honor the legacy of your father as well, the positive stuff. And where the negative stuff are concerned, you try not to repeat certain mistakes he made, but to do better, if that makes sense to you.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, man. So my question, in closing, Morgan, this is the floor is yours here. For those who are listening, who may have lost a parent, a sibling, or any other close to loved one tragically, or just even suddenly, because death is death, what encouragements do you have for them, seeing that you've been through this experience yourself? What encouragements do you have? Because you are a living testimony, we are living testimonies, but what encouragements do you have for such persons?
Alright, first and foremost, I would say put your trust in God. That's the first thing. Fall back on the teachings of the church, the teachings of the Bible. Next is to find someone that you want to emulate. So I wanted to emulate my father, but there's also other person that I wanted to emulate based on their experiences and their personality. And I would say that's what I've been doing. But find someone that you want to emulate based on how they behave, their value. And then the next thing is to be your own self. Don't be afraid to express the feel. I feel and everything, and I express in my own way. So find your own way to express. And I would say lastly, find something that works for you that will honor the legacy of your parent. For me, it was academics. And ensure that whatever you're doing it because you want to and not because you're being pushed to do it. And love your parent. If you have one more parent, ensure that you're there for them because you don't know what they're going through.
True.
And that's it for me. We're going to need a part 2. No time constraints.
Yeah. What would I talk about? Sibling rivalry?
I don't know.
We have things to talk about for sure, man. You're gonna be a regular on this platform. Part 2 with mommy? No, man. Maybe the part 2 would be the three of us at the same time.
No, I say part 2 on its way. Don't worry.
On its way, yeah, I like that.
Oh, we will. Yes.
So yeah, man, I would say more, or I would ask more, but I'm going to cut it here because we have a 1 hour time limit, and I think we've already covered so much that we have to reflect on tonight. Other persons will have to reflect on as well. But thank you for the conversation, Morgan. I really appreciate it. I mean, you and I talk all the time, but this is especially really special, and I wouldn't see myself starting this podcast and better yet honoring the life of our father any other way, because it's amazing. We never spend the hour and say, oh boo-hoo, dad is dead and all of that. It's like we actually spoke about him, but actually how his life reflected in us, and I'm happy that that's how the conversation turned out, because that is what life and reflection should be about, a true Thanksgiving or celebration of life, as we put it for funerals, So yeah, Morgan, respect, remember, study, of course, if you study, stay out of trouble.
Yeah, man.
No make no youth or no make no woman draw you out. I really like what I talk about, Morgan.
Yeah,
honor God in everything you do. Remember, whatever you eat, whatever you drink, and whatever you do all to the glory of God. To everyone else that was listening, thank you for listening to the pilot episode of ChiselMe. And if this episode sharpened you, please share it with a friend who is on their journey as well. Remember, becoming is a daily choice. Keep chiseling, keep becoming. I'm Miguel Foster. I've been here with my brother Morgan Foster. Until next time, God bless.